If you're anything like me, then you've experienced problems with porn addiction. I used to do it 3 times a day. Literally 3 times a day. My parents caught me twice. It was like the most embarrassing experience of my life. I hope you never have to go through that, but it's a huge problem in our society. Something like more than 90% of men do it, and I'm going to show you why it's taking away from your life and how you can fix it. So, first we gotta look at the negatives, alright? So, there's a whole laundry list. I'm just going to go through the most important ones. First of all, it reduces your productivity, makes you lazy, lowers your confidence. Literally, like, the shit that you're, like, throwing away is your life seed, guys. Like, it's your, like, masculine energy to create. And one book I highly recommend is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is not a book about making money, as it sounds like, but it's about just improving, like getting a rich life. And one thing he talks about in chapter 11, Think and Grow Rich, is sexual transmutation. How do you transmute that sexual energy into creative energy? All right. And Hill says that it's the most powerful form of energy in the world, and I completely agree with that. It is literally the most powerful. It's what creates like societies, guys. Another thing that you'll experience if you're masturbating every day is decreased focus, concentration. Your spirituality goes down. You feel guilty, so you're not closer to God. It's a huge part of life. Is your spirituality. Even if you don't believe in God, just like how connected are you to the world, guys? Your reduced willpower and discipline, stress and anxiety. Again, this is your life seed, guys. This is what centers you. This is what grounds you. And you're just throwing it away. Your sleep gets worse. Like when I'm on a great streak, I sleep for like 5 hours a night and I feel completely refreshed. Literally, no joke, 5 hours a night, because I have that life force, I have that life energy. I can create, I can do whatever I want, right? Depression, feelings of hopelessness, and the worst one out of all of these for me, guys, is the loss of time. So you lose time when you do this shit, right? Like you're searching for that perfect video. It takes you like 30 minutes to find it. You're cranking one out. You're wasting time. All right. So to get into it, this is how you Nofap like a normal person. So step 1 is deciding that you're going to quit. All right. And how you decide, how you decide you're going to quit is you write down all the reasons that you want to quit. Like write them all down. Right on paper, right on your phone, anything. This is super important. A part of deciding you're gonna quit also is deleting all your shit. This is like crossing the Rubicon River. It's like crossing the river and burning the bridge behind you. You're gonna have to do it, right? Like Julius Caesar, if you guys know history, when Caesar crossed the Rubicon River, no Roman general in history is allowed to cross the Rubicon. That's an act of declaration of war on Rome, and that's what you guys have to do. He crossed his army across the Rubicon and said, there's no going back. There's only success from here. There's no retreat. There's no failure. Step 2 is to have a plan for when you're weak. All right, so guys, drinking alcohol reduces your inhibitions and it decreases your willpower. So if you're a normal person, that means you probably drink alcohol, you probably go out. All right, so you're gonna need to develop a plan. We'll get into this later, but recognize your triggers and what makes you weak. For me, it's alcohol. All right, for a lot of you guys, it would probably be alcohol. Stress and boredom is also another trigger for me. When I'm stressed, I had like a 14-hour work day. I don't know, I'm gonna produce this plan for work and I'm just stressed out. Or when I'm just bored, like I have a whole day to myself, right? Like I have to make sure I fill up that day from start to finish. So I don't have all this like free time to just like sit on my thumbs. All right. That leads to cranking your Randy Johnson, beating your meats when you're not supposed to. All right. So you're going to need to have something for when these triggers come up. And you're going to have to figure out, again, what it is that you're going to do when you get triggered. Because you will get triggered. You're not Superman. All right. Been there, done that. You're going to get triggered. And for me, it's I crank out 10 push-ups and I go in a cold shower. Right? That works every time. I guarantee you, if you do this, it'll probably work for you. You're not going to come out of the cold shower and feel like you still want to do it. You're not. All right. So have these things in place for when you do get triggered. All right. Another effective tactic for me for my triggers is I write down, like after I relapse, if I do relapse, I've done it in like 4 months now, but when I do relapse, I write down literally how I feel. And be honest with yourself. Like, be like dead ass, like no shit, honest with yourself. Like, how do you feel? Like, this is a time when we usually say, oh, I'm never going to do it again. It's like a drug addict. It's like, oh, I'll never do it again. And then a week later, you're doing it again. So write down how you feel. What is it that makes you want to quit? That'll be such a strong motivator for when you need it. Write it, like, don't let, like, write till your hand hurts in your journal. Right? Like, if you don't have a journal, you're missing out. All right, get a journal and write for like an hour how you feel and why you're never going to do it again. That shit is really powerful, especially when it comes from you. All right. Much more powerful than coming from me or any self-help guru. All right. Number 3 is it's going to sound kind of silly, but you're going to put a blocker on your devices. I use one that's for kids on my phone and another one on my computer. So when you do want to like peak, you can't, because there's just it adds in like another layer of steps that you'll have to turn off the blocker in order to get to your video or like whatever your goal is. So add in the blockers. Trust me, it'll decrease the frequency of you cheating, peaking. Because guys, you gotta be hard on yourself. Like, recognize that peaking is cheating. Like, you're not like that. Like, that's a failure. Like, tally that down as a failure. I failed. Be honest with yourself. I failed. I peaked. Right? Because all a peak leads to is escalation. Right? Like, that's just a start. Your monkey brain's gonna trick you and be like, oh, we're just gonna look at it for 10 minutes before work or something, and then like later on that day, it escalates. So we want to decrease that starting point as much as possible with a blocker. The 4th thing is realize that there's no such thing as an urge. All it is just creative energy, right? So, like I said before, masculine energy, reproductive masculine energy, is the most powerful form of energy in the world. And when you get an urge, it's like what you're feeling is masculinity. It's not an urge to watch porn. It's just your brain has just been conditioned, like your lizard brain has just been conditioned over years and years. Like, I started when I was like 12 years old or 11 years old, guys. Crazy. And it's like you literally just you're deceived. All right. What an urge is you want to create. You want to make something. That's a masculine purpose in the world, is to create, is to get something accomplished, to build, right? We're builders, we're artists, we're engineers, we're writers. All these professions are like traditionally masculine roles in society. To realize that pretty much all you want to do is create. So go create something, guys. Like, go, I don't know, like, write. I have a really good friend, and I told him this, and he's been writing poetry now. And he's realized he's actually a good writer, and he's posting his stuff on Reddit, and it's amazing. Like, write the shit down. Like, I don't know, do something, create something positive, all right? And that'll get you a much healthier form of fulfillment than porn ever will. I guarantee you. So the 5th thing is you're gonna have to realize that failure is not the end. All right. So if you do end up relapsing, it's not the end of the world. The goal here is to decrease, not stop. Right. So if you're just starting out on this journey, set a small goal. 1 day without porn. Actually, no, 1 hour without porn. 2 hours, 3 hours. Go to a day. When you hit a day, 2 days, 1 week. All right. 1 month. After that, don't try to set a 90-day goal. It's not going to happen. You're not going to get it. You're going to feel down about yourself. right? Like if you're just starting in the gym and you want to bench press 300 pounds, you're not going to go in having never bench pressed before and try to hit 300 pounds. No, you're going to start with the bar, then you're going to put fives on the side and tens on each side, and then eventually you'll work your way up to that goal. It's the same way with anything. Discipline is a muscle, guys. You have to train this muscle. All right, so don't set ridiculous goals. Yeah, yes, absolutely set that ridiculous goal for the future. So say like in 1 year, I'm going to not watch porn ever again. But we're going to start out small. All right. Realize that failure is not the end all be all. Like as long as you're decreasing the frequency, you'll be fine. As long as you will get the benefits. It's like all these Nofap like self-help gurus will tell you, oh, like if you relapse one time, like that's it. Like you failed, you lose all the benefits. No, it's not true. I've been there and done that. All right. If you're doing it once every 30 days, you will feel benefits. Actually, once every week, you'll feel benefits. You'll feel better than you did before. All right. So recognize that failure is not the end. The goal is literally to decrease frequency. Number 6 is don't slip up. All right. So just because once you've gotten there, once you've gotten to like the 60 days, 70 days, you have a tendency to think, oh, well, I'm good. So you get this like invincible like feeling. I'm telling you are not invincible. You are very susceptible. I know for me personally, I'm susceptible at around 60 to the 70 day mark. That's when I need to like be like on top of my shit. All right. Because like your lizard brain is still remembers. It's never gonna forget. It remembers how good it feels to just crank one out. Like fuck it, like let's watch some porn. And you have to realize that your lizard brain is gonna try to trick you. All right. So don't think that you're invincible. Always, keep the blockers on. Keep your reasons why handy. Even past 90 days. All right. So enjoy the video. I hope I provided some value to you guys, and write in the comments what do you do when you get an urge.